you for tuning in to another fun episode with your favorite Mouska moms, Juliana
Hello.
and Jennifer. That's me. Lori is once again finding herself in Orlando in January. We think she's not coming back until April again, but the jury is out.
But on this front, what's going on?
But on this front, we are so excited because can you believe it? We are recording right now, airing right now, season 3, episode 1.
I can't believe it. Three
Very
seasons.
exciting.
Third season in. Thank you, Mouska fans.
That went fast, and pretty soon we are going to be airing our 100th episode, which we're going to have some big fanfare for that one also. But today is season 3, episode 1. We're so happy that everybody is still, our Mouska fan is still with us on our journey. So thank you. And also this is our first episode of 2022. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm wearing my 50th anniversary also doubles as a New Year's shirt because
it's very festive.
It's got the fireworks on it. But
it's very
this one right here looks like I spilled something on myself.
Like bird poop.
There's a firework drip right down the middle.
It looks like a dandelion.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's a dandelion.
It's a dandelion, but anyway, very festive.
Sorry, I digress. In the intro. Nice.
This is going to be a good one. But having this be our first episode of 2022, we need to talk about all that we have to look forward to in 2022. And there is a lot in Disney destinations and beyond. We can't wait to dive in. But first, of course, we need to do a proper toast and cheers with the Mouska cocktail to start our season 3 and 2022. So what are we drinking?
Yay for 2022. So one of the biggest fanfare things in 2022 that's coming through Disney is the Wish will start sailing, the newest Disney cruise ship, and she's beautiful. So we're really excited for that. So in homage to a new ship coming out in 2022, which we'll talk about, of course, we wanted to celebrate with a cocktail from one of the Disney cruises that Lori got to try when she had dinner at Palo. Palo is one of the I don't know what the word is, not non-rotational restaurants on the Disney cruise lines. It's on
and adults only.
It is adults only. It's on the Magic and the Wonder.
I think it's on all 4 of them.
Is it on all 4? Sorry, I knew that. Just checking. Just testing.
I believe so.
So
it's the less fancy of the adults only options.
Right. There's Palo and Remy. And since Jen and I are fancy, we ate at Remy, but Palo is there. Also, it's more of Italian than French.
Yes.
Anyway, this cocktail Lori tried, she said it's great. And even though she's not here, I still wanted to talk about it because it sounds good. And it's really not bourbon. So it's not rum either though.
And it's not overly sweet, which I also really like about this.
No, it seems like the sweetness is only coming from strawberries, agave nectar, which you can edit down for sweetness, and balsamic vinegar. Stay with me, everyone. I know that sounds super crazy. So it's called the Balsamic Grande cocktail. It's 5 fresh strawberries quartered. That sounds really important. An 1.5 ounces of agave nectar. I might cut that down to maybe even just a 1/2 ounce. Mm-hmm. An ounce of aged balsamic vinegar. So this is going to be important, I think, to have good quality vinegar because you're using a bit and you're drinking it. So you might want that. And then 5 ounces of vodka, your choice of which, if you're a brand person. So you muddle the strawberries with the vinegar and the agave in a mixing glass and then add the vodka, shake, done. Put it on a chilled martini glass. I think this sounds insanely refreshing.
I love a salad with strawberries and aged balsamic, right?
Yeah,
it's so good and refreshing. So I really, and this sounds really easy to make at home. I have all of these things. So
right. Yeah, I might have to get some good, I don't have agave nectar, but you could make simple syrup. Or I wonder if you could just use a balsamic vinegar syrup. They reduce them down so that itself becomes really sweet. Mm-hmm. You could do a couple of different things. Well, I wonder, but I would try the recipe as is first and then tweak it from there.
It sounds really good.
I think it sounds good. I'm going to try it. In Florida, coincidentally, the strawberry season is in February. So it'll be interesting to see
Oh,
if there's like do we know what the food is for Flower and Garden in February?
no,
It'll
no,
be interesting to
that
see.
won't
Right,
be.
that'll come out like January. It'll be interesting to see if there's some strawberry heavy stuff on the menu I never noticed before.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah, enough about strawberries. Let's get
Enough
into
about
it. I
strawberries.
want to try
So
this drink though. I really do.
I think that we will have ample opportunity to try it in 2022 because as we go along during this podcast and tell our listeners all the fun things that everybody has to look forward to for Disney destinations and beyond in 2022, we're going to kind of interject all of our surprise travel announcements that we have so far lined up for 2022 as well for the Mouse Moms. And hopefully, everybody realizes by now that when we travel, you guys all get to travel by proxy because we take you with us. And we're going to continue to do that. So let's get into it.
All, all
So
have a great time together.
we'll all have a great time together. So 2022 destinations. Let's start with our favorite, Walt Disney World. That is the one that we tend to visit the most often in general, and the three of us as well. There are a lot of really exciting things coming to Walt Disney World. We have a couple of trips that we are planning on taking you with us on. Our first one is right now, obviously 2022 for Lori. She's there, so stay tuned to our Facebook group as she goes live from the parks periodically with her family. I think she's going to be there again in March.
Perhaps. I can't keep track. I cannot keep track. That girl, her husband is more agreeable than mine. Let's just say. It's
Yes.
so awesome. So she's there. And then the Mouse
All
Moms will be there, all three together, which has kind of been a rarity.
Yes, the Mouse Moms have a trip all together in May. We are going, we're actually taking the agency. So we're having an agency trip in May to Walt Disney World, and the three of us will be there. So stay tuned for some live footage in May. We'll actually be there for May the 4th. So that's super exciting. So just stay tuned and see where we'll be. But in Walt Disney World in general, in 2022, we have two huge things that we're excited about and looking forward to. The number one is the inaugural launch of the Galactic Starcruiser, which is otherwise known by, in layman's terms, as the Star Wars Hotel.
The Star Wars Hotel. So this one went on sale with a lot of excitement. I feel like I've used the word fanfare 7 times in this episode already, but just a lot of that too. It just
It's
was
appropriate.
huge demand, so much excitement, a lot of almost blind purchasing on the part of the consumer, right? Because there wasn't a whole lot that we knew about what was being offered. We just knew we wanted it. And let me tell you, the lines to book, you had to book right then on the phone. You needed to know the dates. You didn't even know the totals before that moment. So as a travel agent, it was a really interesting and exciting moment. And now we're in this period where it's all booked. We're not booking anything for it. And they're going to start launching soon.
Yes,
And the
in
rumors
March.
are swirling out there. And I feel like I've had to deflect so many because I don't understand where they're coming from. Nothing's happened yet. So what
Nothing's
are you hearing?
happened. So I'm first of all, this ship doesn't really go to space.
No.
Contrary to what you might be hearing, this is not an actual ride into the galaxy. I think that a lot of the rumors are, I think that the reason that there are a lot of rumors out there is because we've still, despite the fact that this is totally booked, and not sold out, by the way. Some dates are definitely sold out, but not all. But despite that fact, we don't have a lot of information because this is so something that's never been done before. And so we're kind of just all waiting on the edge of our seats to see what actually the experience is going to be. I'm really hoping to be able to get on this one day. The price point makes it a little bit difficult. But the bottom line is this is a 2-night, 3-day voyage where it's kind of like an actual cruise ship but it's not. It's not on water. It's on land. Doesn't really go to space. But let's pretend, because this is all like in the spirit of role playing and being part of the galaxy. You board your Star Cruiser, you stay on this vehicle, you have activities on board, you eat on board with everyone. So your meals are included, your activities are included, with some exceptions. There are some upcharges, like you can pay to build a lightsaber and to do all sorts of things. And then you dock in Batu, and you exit your ship and you go on to Batu, and you experience that galaxy for the day, where that is also included in your experience. You get to go on Rise of the Resistance. You get to go pilot the Millennium Falcon. You get to go eat at oh my gosh, I forgot where, but you get to
At
eat
Mos Eisley?
on
No,
Batu. No, oh my gosh,
not important.
not important. You get to eat
Not important.
there if you'd like. You also can go get a drink at Oga's Cantina. You can build a lightsaber. You can build a droid. You can do all the things that anybody can do on Batu. And then at the end of your stay on Batu, you reboard your Galactic Starcruiser for your next night, your last night. And that's basically it. It sounds really awesome.
And that's all I need to know. Like, in all
Yeah.
honesty, that's all I need to know. Take my credit card. I want to do
Yeah.
this. If I could do this, I would do it. I don't care. I don't need to wait to see how the first few voyages go. I'm in. I'm in,
And it
aside from
sounds
the
like the more you get into character for this experience, the better your experience will
And that's
be.
it. Like, I'm a casual Star Wars fan. I mean, it's in my DNA in that, I was born in 1977, and I grew with older siblings who were into it. And it's been a part of my entire life. I've seen every movie a dozen times, but I've never worn a costume, a Star Wars costume, even on Halloween. So, but I still like hook, line, and sinker. If it wasn't for the myriad other reasons in life and things, that I haven't been able to book it. But I'm in. But I'm hearing weird things like this isn't going to be ready in time, and that's not going to work. And I just don't know where any of it's coming from. None of it's been validated in my eyes. So I am still team Star Cruiser until it starts voyaging, and then
I
then
agree.
we'll see.
I agree.
But anyway, also,
And yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Also in 2022, which I'm incredibly excited about, a newer movie series, but really fantastic and totally made for people who were born in the 1970s, is Guardians of the Galaxy. So this ride is coming out this summer. I think I need to be there for it. I'm so excited.
We will be. We will be.
So excited.
They're not giving us exact dates yet, but they have announced that this ride, which is going to be in Epcot in Tomorrowland, which I think is going to be called something, or not Tomorrowland, in the future world, whatever. I think it's going to be called something else though. But anyway, this is coming summer of 2022. No official date yet of when in summer 2022, but that construction has been going on forever. So I can't foresee any problems with them opening it on time. It looks really exciting. It's going to be an enormous indoor roller coaster. I think that they were talking about it being the largest indoor roller coaster in the world.
Wow.
So that's going to be really exciting.
Cannot
and like
wait.
You said, we're kids of the 70s. So the soundtrack alone is making me excited.
It's the best. It's the best. No, I love everything Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm super excited.
I think it'll be great. And I don't know what the rules are with Marvel and all that. So I have a feeling we're not going to see any characters, although I want to say that there have been Guardians of the Galaxy characters in Epcot prior to this. Didn't they used to have like a soundtrack dance party? I feel like they used to have a soundtrack dance party in Epcot where some like Star-Lord was there and Gamora. I don't even know, but that would be
Super fun.
Like that would make me even more excited about this
I'm
attraction.
excited
So
about this ride, and I think it's going to be, well, I hope it gets me as like pumped up as the pre-show of Rock and Roller Coaster, because it's
yes,
Aerosmith
right?
too. So it's like, yeah,
And
I
really,
know.
we don't have very much information about this either. I know that a long time ago, they released some pictures of the ride vehicles, which looks like it's definitely going to be a roller coaster on a track, but it looks like it's not just going to go forwards and backwards. It looks like it's also going to go side to side and maybe around. And it looks really cool. I'm really hoping that my new nausea with
I know,
old
I'm a
age
little
thing.
afraid. I'm a little afraid.
I'm gonna have to suck it up and take some Dramamine because I need to
Yeah,
see this one.
just as long as you get it, like, just plan it maybe for the end of your day or something. But speaking of coasters and really cool ride vehicles that were released, was we did get to see the Tron vehicles, and that's another coaster that has been under construction forever.
Yes.
Um, but that we are not going to see in 2022. That is not going to
No,
happen.
that's
So
not happening. Rumor has it, though, that the part of the construction that was impacting the Walt Disney World Railroad is finishing up, and so they'll be able to open the railroad soon. But I believe that that is still rumor.
right. I
Um,
mean, and that's the thing, right? Because these roller coasters are going to be so amazing, and I can
yes,
understand staggering their opening, but although I don't think that that is the reason why they're being staggered, I think it's just, construction and whatnot. But they just have been really ruining, especially um, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. They've just been really ruining, honestly, the park experience in those areas. Getting around Epcot with this construction has been, it's been so
difficult.
horrible. First
And
world
it's not
problems.
just Guardians of the Galaxy because they're doing a
It's true.
whole rehaul of that entire
It's
future
true.
world area. So that I'm not sure when that part is going to be completed. But definitely if we were choosing which ride we wanted to open first, I would be voting for Guardians of the Galaxy just
Oh, me
because I think
too.
Epcot totally needs another
Right.
thrilling attraction. And I
Right.
think that this is a good move.
Agreed. I think they're both going to be awesome rides. I think Tron is going to blow our minds,
Yes.
but I need Galaxy. I need that one to open.
And
I need Guardians
Tron
of the Galaxy to open
And Tron,
soon.
Guardians of the Galaxy is completely brand new, but Tron is something that already exists in Disney. Which one is it? Disney
Tokyo?
Sea? I don't know. It's
No.
somewhere
Guys,
in
I have a secret.
in
We're not Asia Disney experts, really.
no, we're
We
not.
just know a little.
But you can absolutely Google Tron and you can find like YouTube ride videos of
Yeah.
that, and it's going to be exactly the same in the Magic Kingdom. So this Guardians of the Galaxy, unlike the one that's in Disneyland, which is basically a refurb of Tower of Terror, this is completely brand new. So I'm excited for this. But also at the Magic Kingdom, things that are already returning right now, the Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair show. We know a lot of shows had remained closed or paused or canceled due to the pandemic. A lot of these are reopening in 2022, including this one, Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair show. It's returning early this year with new sequences inspired by Frozen, Tangled, Princess and the Frog, and plus a new opening and finale and a new song. Also, something that I know Juliana's super excited about, the
My
return.
favorite.
The return of the Festival of the Fantasy Parade is also slated to come back early this year. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks is what
I
I'm
might
thinking.
I might now. So I was just discussing with Jen, I'm going down in February which park I should go to one of the days. And I'm not going with my children, but I think I'm going to
This
need
might
to
have
go to Magic Kingdom to cry
this might
when the
have sealed the
Festival
deal for
of
you.
Fantasy Parade goes by. I'm not a parade lady. I love this one. Like,
Well,
oh,
so you and I got to see Maleficent in the Boo Bash parade, which was cool. But this is where she was originally at in the
right. So I
Festival of
hate to give it
Fantasy.
away for people who don't know, but at the end of the Festival of Fantasy Parade is Maleficent in dragon form. That's all I'm going to say. She's magnificent. She is stunning. And it's so cool. I love it's like, to me, it's like that whole scene in the end of Sleeping Beauty
Yes.
brought to life. I love it. I just love it.
And the
But
whole steampunk look. It is very cool. I'm very excited about this one. I
yeah,
love a parade. This
so
is
glad it's
really
coming back.
cool.
I'm so glad it's coming back. And to be honest with you, like, I know parades are a big deal and people line up forever in nighttime shows, and there's definitely concern about the crowds. And I would imagine that the start of this might be delayed a little bit longer than originally anticipated when this announcement was made nowadays. But this parade, correct me if I'm wrong, Jen, but when I go to Disney and I'm at Magic Kingdom, I feel like I can see this parade without having to line up 2 hours early. I mean, unless it's a really crowded time, this is not one that I feel like, and I love this parade, but I've never had to stake out a spot for it.
I have never, in my 46 years of going to Disney World, I've never lined up for a parade. And I have seen this parade a bajillion times.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm sitting on Main Street with a nice, comfortable place to sit on the curb there, sitting there watching it. But I've never had an issue with not being able to see. I've never
Right.
had an issue. So yeah, I
And
don't.
And the thing about this one that makes it easy to not have a comfy seat is it's the middle of the day. This happens at 3:00. You're like ready to just chill for a minute, but you don't need to collapse. Your kids are fine. Throw
And
a
it
Mickey
has
bar
a
at
pretty
them.
long parade route.
Right. It's the
So
normal, yeah,
exactly, going from Frontierland,
all the way to the
all
main
through Liberty
street. Yeah.
Square down Main Street. So,
Yeah. Love it.
yeah.
So
This
one that I don't love as much, but I'm glad to see is being changed is the Finding Nemo the musical is coming back to Animal Kingdom. That's coming back as Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond in 2022. And all I have to say is thank you. Like I'm sorry, y'all. I hate this show. Like it is I'm sorry. I'm getting a little bit ornery, but people
it's just
loved it.
nothing new.
It was just
It's
Finding Nemo in puppet form. It was
yes.
literally retelling the entire story as it was with beautiful puppets. Beautiful
Yes.
puppets.
I
And it's
think
in
the
such a
cool
location that if you're trying to get from Asia to Dino Land, it's a great stop.
with
There's
air
not much else over there.
conditioning, comfy seats. I think the difference is like Festival of the Lion King is a fan favorite. Everybody loves that, including me. But the reason I love it is because it's the characters who we love telling different stories and just being the characters that we love. Finding Nemo was never anything new. It was pretty to watch, but I fell asleep 98% of the time.
It was for 3-year-olds. Honestly, it was for 3-year-olds.
Absolutely.
Um,
I'm
so
excited. I'm excited
yeah,
to see this modified version and to see that something is opening up again. There were a lot of rumors that this was never coming back, but I guess it's that it's never coming back in its original form, and that's totally fine with me. I'm glad something is coming back to that theater.
it's a
I'm
great
glad
theater.
I'm glad that the performers are coming back to work. That's always a fabulous sign. So I am embracing this one.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm super excited about, just like you're excited about the parade, I can't wait because you guys in 2022, Fantasmic is coming back to Hollywood Studios.
Best nighttime show.
Best.
Best
It's so
nighttime show
good.
ever. I'm
you
so
haven't,
excited. They're changing it too,
they
though.
are, which I'm not surprised about in this day and age where people are more sensitive to cultures and all that kind of stuff. And the Pocahontas theme was so prevalent in this show. I'm not surprised that they are making changes, but I think it's still going to be fantastic because at the end of the day, it's still going to be a water and light show.
As long as
And
it's still got the Sorcerer Mickey thing going on.
that part was
'cause
great.
That's
I don't think that they're going to change the whole thing. They just announced that the show will return in 2022 with new sequences.
it also says water, light, and stunt. And I just wonder if they're taking away the big thing at the end.
I guess we'll see. And I'm excited to see and report back,
I
because
can't
this
wait.
is one, if you have never made an effort to clear your schedule and your itinerary to fit this thing in, fit it in. It's so good.
I wonder, just to change the subject a little bit, are these shows included in things like Lightning Lane? Because they were once, Fantasmic was once a fast pass option.
I guess we'll see. I would imagine that it would be something that you'd be able to lightning lane, but who knows?
I'm
Who
curious. If anyone
knows?
finds out, let us know. All
And for
right.
the record, I never ever once fast passed this.
I only did one time because it was one of those, it was my fourth or fifth fast pass for the day. It was a really slow time and it was
It happened
available.
to be
And so I
available.
took it because you used to get priority seating and you could show
We
up 10
did
minutes before the show.
We've done the priority seating. They used to do that with dining
Mm-hmm.
packages. So we've done that before, and that's
Mm-hmm.
worth it. I hope that
Always.
comes back,
You're
but
going to eat anyway.
you're gonna
Yeah,
eat
no word on
anyway.
dining packages yet. But they did have
Let's
the dining packages for the Candlelight Processional. So maybe they'll start doing them again. And I think, isn't there one now for the new Epcot show? Didn't they start a dining package? I'm making that up. There was something else at Epcot.
Fireworks. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think there was a fireworks dining package at Rose and Crown and maybe La Hacienda. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that
I'm
sounds
gonna have to
right.
look. I think so.
Or
I think you're
Tokyo
right.
dining.
So
It might have
it's
been
very
Tokyo.
easy for them to bring that back. They don't need the dining plans to come back for that to happen.
No, and they're doing the dessert parties and everything else.
Yes.
So that would be nice for this show. We'll see how it goes.
Yes. And of course, also in 2022, it's going to be the continuation of the 50th anniversary celebration with all of the fun merch and the fun snacks and specialty food items. And you guys have the entire year of 2022 to look forward to that as well.
I
So
expect
that's,
new merchant things to continue to
I'm
be
sure.
released
I
and
saw,
new.
I actually saw the other day that awesome tumbler that we got from the purple one. They have it
Mm-hmm.
in pink now. Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that, like rose, not really a rose gold, but kind of.
like
Yeah,
the popcorn bucket,
I
the
can't picture
iridescent
it.
pink, like the
Yes, more
right,
iridescent
like they're
pink.
going
Yeah,
for. See,
yeah.
that's cool. I wonder if there'll be a gold one that comes out then, right? Because there was the popcorn buckets and all those colors.
Absolutely. I think that kind of stuff is going to be changing and revolving all year to keep it exciting.
It keeps it
So,
exciting. It does. It does.
yes.
I mean, some of us are a little annoyed because we can't go there all the time, but I'm just kidding. I'm not a huge merch person. I think we all know. So,
Mm,
but I do like
I
to look
can't
at it and
relate.
see it. I know. I'm weird.
And then, of course, Juliana is super excited because Run Disney is back, and that
Yeah.
is 2022 is no exception. So this weekend, in fact, they're starting with the Disney Marathon weekend. So this is the only full marathon of the year. And then the next one is coming up the end of February, and that's the Princess Half Marathon. And our own lovely Juliana Groman will be there, and we will be rooting her on and not at all heckling her.
I hope I make it, is all I'm saying. I ran 9.5 this morning. We're recording, it's Monday. I was supposed to do it on Saturday and I didn't. And then I was supposed to do it yesterday and it was raining. And today it's raining. So I feel like I'm cheating. I ended up just doing it on the treadmill. But all you runners out there, please tell me it's okay. Um,
I've
I'm
got
not a
nothing.
runner. I'm just not, but it's something I've always wanted to do. I was really disappointed that I couldn't do the Disney Villain half in Paris when I was there because they had canceled it. Not that I had started training, they canceled it well before that. But yeah, so I'm really excited. My husband's doing it with me. It's if I can do it, anyone can do it. But it ain't
I
easy,
feel
folks.
like this will go one of two ways for me. Either I'll look at you and I'll be like, yeah, she crazy. Or I'll look at you and be inspired and be like, all right, I'm going to do the next one with them, but I'm going to do the 5K. Because I would
Yeah.
really like to experience a Run Disney race weekend, because I hear like the camaraderie and the excitement and
And they're
the
not hard
merch.
races, right? So I live in a really, really hilly neighborhood and a hilly town. And so I live in the Piedmont is what they call it. So it's foothills of the mountains. And so that's where Charlotte is. And so it's pretty hilly around here. And it kills me. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do Disney, other than I was actually just thinking this yesterday this morning while I was doing my 9.5, I was like, this is just a really ridiculous way to just get another Disney trip. Like, I really didn't have to make this commitment to get another trip to Disney out of my family, but whatever. Anyway, what was my point now? See, I distracted myself.
The hilliness.
Oh, but I also picked Disney because I know it's flat.
So if you're running 9.5 on hills.
Well, I ran 9.5 on a treadmill, but I don't feel bad about it because Disney is going to be flat. So a 5K, you don't even need to, you'll be fine. It's flat.
Okay.
The hills are brutal.
The hills. I don't run. So
you don't even have to. You can walk.
I will be.
So the marathon that's this weekend, though, this is the only full marathon. This is a really big deal. And this one is for more serious runners. Yes and no. I mean, obviously it's a marathon, so those people are more serious. But most of the marathon weekends are just a weekend. This one actually starts on Wednesday. So today, as of airing. So, and they do the whole thing. I actually know someone who knows someone. I might know someone, but I definitely know someone who knows someone who's doing the 5K, the 10K, the half, and the full all in that weekend.
That one's called the Dopey, right?
Goofy Challenge, I think.
Oh, the Goofy Challenge?
I might have it backwards now, but I thought that was called the Goofy Challenge. So
something is the Dopey Challenge.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what it is.
Anyway, I'm going to be dopey after 13.2 or whatever.
I can't imagine the stamina. I can't imagine what that does to your body to run consecutively. Like, I'm not talking like 1 week you do this and like days.
Right.
But whatever, to each their own.
I'm behind. I ran the thing I had to run today. To get back on schedule, I'm supposed to run again tomorrow. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay behind, or I'm going to skip another run.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't imagine. So more power to you.
I'm impressed with runners in general because I keep waiting to really enjoy this. And I haven't started yet. I thought I was about to start, and then I don't know. Life just gets in the way. So kudos to you guys who do this all the time.
And I know that like serious runners are super excited to see that the Disney races are back in person, because for a whole year or so they were virtual, which is different. Because again, like the whole reason that I would ever even mildly consider doing anything like this is the whole vibe of being there with other runners and you know, the cool merch that you get and being able to see all these characters cheering you on, like that to me is cool.
So so it's flat and it's Disney. And so, you know, we mentioned serious runners, but I'm not a serious runner. And that's what's so nice about Run Disney is it's not intimidating for those of us who aren't really serious runners. And for people who are really struggling just to get through it, it's fun. Anyone can do it. You don't need to qualify. You need to, let me correct myself. You need to have a qualifying time to get a corral time, meaning to get like a starting time where you'll be in the front of the pack and yada, yada. The rest of us without times just all get pushed to the very end and we all crowd together and run together. And so in the beginning, you're tripping over people. I'm not racing this half. Like there's one person I'm racing and that's myself.
I thought you were going to say your husband.
Yeah, I thought I was going to too. I changed it at the last second. I just want to finish. I just want to finish in a decent time. Like I have my goals. I know what I would be super psyched with, and I know what I'll be happy with. But if I can just finish without stopping, we'll be thrilled. But it's Disney, and I'm going to stop and take a picture. I'll stop and take lots of pictures. So it's going to be interesting.
For that.
I've never done this before. I would love to hear people's advice. Please send us messages on Facebook or whatever if you have any tips at all, because I might be going in there expecting the completely wrong environment. And I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm super excited. And I'm excited to experience it too for clients so that I can help other people figure this out. And
I'm excited to live vicariously through you.
So. I'll definitely try to go live as much as my dehydrated brain will remember. Not from the course, probably like from check-in and all that stuff, because these are the things I'm super curious about.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be fun.
I can't wait. So to recap, lots of exciting things coming to Walt Disney World, including your Mouse Moms. I think we're going to all, between the three of us, we're going to be there in January, February, March, April, May. And we'll
It's honestly
probably
not
be
enough, though.
there. We'll probably be there in July because the next thing we'll talk about is the Disney Cruise Line and the Disney Wish, which we are going to be on. Their inaugural sailing is in June. We'll be on there in July. I'm betting you that we will be in Disney for probably a day or so before we get on the cruise ship, maybe a day. Hopefully it will coincide with the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy and we'll get to knock both things out. But yeah, the Disney Cruise Line has exciting things waiting for us in 2022 with the Disney Wish inaugural sailing. We've done podcast episodes and live shows on our Facebook group about this before. The Disney Wish looks amazing. The ship looks beautiful. Unlike the 4 existing cruise ships, this one is way lighter in terms of color. It doesn't have the dark wood, which I love the dark wood. I love that mid-century modern kind of look. But the light wood, there is something special about how this cruise ship looks. There's also a bunch of new restaurants that we're super excited about, including a Star Wars themed kind of like an Oga's Cantina vibe. Bar that you can go to. There's going to be, isn't there going to be like a Marvel meal
On the Wish?
on the Wish, or a Frozen meal?
I think
Something.
so. I was also just looking because we were talking about Palo and we had talked about the cocktail earlier. So they're not going to have Palo on the Wish. They're going to have Palo Steakhouse. So an Italian steakhouse. Now this I would do. Like I avoid Palo because I don't like to eat Italian out. We've talked about that. But this
Steakhouse is something different.
I could get behind this.
I could get behind it. I mean, we might have to get behind it because, research.
R&D.
R&D.
I'm excited for the Disney Wish.
I am too. And the cool thing about a Disney cruise is it's still like the other 4 ships before her. The Disney Wish has rotational dining. And the cool thing is that the rotational dining, there are 3 different restaurants and the minimum cruise is a 3-night cruise. So you get to experience all 3 of those no matter what.
So there's a frozen restaurant as part of the rotational. It's Aarondella Frozen Dining Adventure, which I think people are going to love that, right? And
which sounds similar to, I forget it's the Magic or the Wonder where they do a Rapunzel themed one. So it's like a dinner show.
Right.
I think that's what
so right. I'm seeing Anna and Elsa on casting spells here. So Anna's not casting spells. Let's not get crazy. And then there's a Worlds of Marvel restaurant as well. And I picture this one to be a little bit more like Art of Animation with just, this is just my picturing. I haven't seen any renditions or anything specific, but I picture it to be kind of like that sort of memorabilia kind of restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there's this one called 1923 that is going to be the journey through the evolution of animation. So maybe that will be like artist palette. What did I call it before? Art of animation? Oops, sorry about that.
I knew what you were talking about. But I think that one, it was announced, that one's like a tribute to Walt because it's very California vibe feeling. The menu is going to be very California. And the restaurant looks like mid-century modern California, not mid-century modern, that would be later, but I don't know. 1923 I think is the year that Walt was born. Art Deco. Thank you.
Yeah. And then the adult dining experiences are the Rose, which of course is like Beauty and the Beast. So if it's anything like that wonderful bar and lounge in Grand Floridian, it'll be fantastic. Yes. And then Palo Steakhouse, which actually looks as fancy as Remy did from the pictures that I'm seeing. Okay. So this is going to be exciting. And there's another one. There's a 3rd adult dining restaurant. So that's interesting. Instead of 4 and 2, it's 3 and 3. So there's one called Enchanté, which is inspired by Lumiere, the most elegant dining experience. Gourmet menu by 3 Michelin starred chef.
Oh, Remy.
What are we going to do?
Hopefully there will be a brunch option.
How
because
many nights
that worked out 3 nights. So we'll do the 3. Look at us planning our trip right now without Lori. That we did when you and I went on the
right. But I'm saying there's also 3
We're going to have to pick one.
Fancies.
We're going to have to pick one fancy. I think we need to see the 3 rotational dining options and then
I
maybe
don't know.
pick one fancy brunch.
Maybe we should divide and conquer is all I'm saying.
In other words, Juliana wants to eat by herself.
I want to eat fancy. I don't
Enough
care.
of you clowns.
No, but listen, I think it's funny. Not only are we planning you called it planning our cruise. I think it's hilarious that planning our cruise is really just talking about the restaurants and what we're going to eat.
Mhm.
But that is super exciting coming in 2022 and definitely something to look forward to. I'm a little sad that we have 7 months to get through before that.
Did you hear what I said before we announced that we're going on the cruise, that we're going to be in Disney in January, February, March, April, May, and then a
but it's
cruise
not
in
enough.
July?
I think I'm only going to be there in February and May. In April, I am going to Discovery Cove and SeaWorld and all that in Orlando. So that'll be
Ooh.
fun, taking
So
my family there.
Talk about other destinations. Yes, we do plan other destinations and we visit them as well. We're going to tell you a couple more in a minute. But that's the excitement for Disney Cruise. We cannot forget Disneyland. There are some exciting things coming in 2022, including me. I'm going to be visiting Disneyland the end of this month and the beginning of February. The excitement here is that after hours events are now finally back. We're very excited. Downtown Disney is getting a nice new refurbishment. Toontown will be closing for some refurb, but they're going to be set to reopen in early 2023. So again, some more exciting things coming to Disneyland. Adventures by Disney. A lot of people don't know about Adventures by Disney, and I think that we are going to be dedicating some podcast airtime this year to some Adventures by Disney information. Adventures by Disney is like the ultimate in family travel. We all know the Disney name and what that means to purchase something or plan something with the Disney name behind it. We always know that that means it's going to be superb quality, attention to detail, and just phenomenal experiences. So Adventure by Disney is their brand of family travel. There's also adults only travel, but mostly they're known for family travel, where they offer trips around the world from a dude ranch in Wyoming to safari in Africa to pizza making in Italy. They have everything. And hopefully they are starting fully back up this year. Again, with the pandemic, it's been very iffy.
Yeah, well, they have done a lot of their American tours are
Yes.
still going, and I really love this option. And I also love that some of these are a lot shorter, right? Like maybe you just want a long weekend. You can go to New York for a weekend on Adventures by Disney.
They have
I
a
love.
Boston one, which looks really cool with all that history. And again, you can do the whole dude ranch thing and live out your cowboy fantasies and
Yeah.
go wrangle a cow and cook over an open fire in the mountains. It looks
Tons of
really
options,
cool.
personalized Disney service. And one of the new things with Adventures by Disney for this year is that they're actually starting to offer private tours as well. So these are usually small group tours, which when we say small
Yes.
group, we mean it, small group tours, but you wouldn't be alone. Now you can opt to have a private Adventures by Disney tour with flexible dates and flexible locations and flexible touring, where as opposed to choosing their already amazing itineraries, you get some options and you get your own adventure guide for the whole trip, and you don't have to mingle with anybody else, which I think sounds divine.
Especially in this COVID world where
right?
people are worried.
But it's like, imagine having a Disney VIP tour guide through
I can't.
Rome.
I can't even.
You know?
And the cool things about Adventures by Disney is that, Disney in general, as we know from their theme parks and from the cruise ships, they're very much about storytelling, and Adventures by Disney is no different. And so part of that experience and your travel is storytelling. And the way they do that is they always have a Disney representative traveling with you for the entire time, but they also have a local cultural representative from wherever it is that you're visiting. So That's on our bucket list for sure for the Mouse-Moms. We do not have any surprise announcements for an Adventures by Disney from us this year, but we
Not
are.
yet.
I was going to say we are working on it.
Yet is my favorite word, Mouska fans. Yet, not yet. So yeah, so we have lots of goals and excitement for 2022. We've told you what we're already doing. We have goals for ourselves for 2022 as well, and Adventures by Disney is not the least of them. But I wonder what our listeners' goals, like what are your vacation goals? Whatever they are, now's really an awesome time to start thinking about it. I'll tell you the truth, most people do. January is a really busy time when people start looking into and planning out their time off and their budgets and things like that for the year. The holidays are over, the money's spent, you can start looking forward. And demand is crazy right now. Demand is a little crazy. Capacity is a little lower. And whether that's for safety or staffing or whatever, it just is. So start planning. It's time. You got to look at your, like, this is the Mouska tip for today. Just get on it because it really is an interesting year for travel already. We're 3 days in. So if you want to go somewhere, start planning. And we are here to help you because we live for it. We love it.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, thank you for spending another fun episode with us. We can't wait to show you what we have in store for season 3. It's going to be a great year. As always, please be sure to subscribe to our show so that you receive notifications when new content is released and you never miss an episode. And please consider writing us a review on Apple Podcasts as well. Follow us, of course, on Facebook at Mouse-Moms Podcast, where we go live with all of the news out of Disney for the week every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And check out our blog at mousecomomsblog.com. And happy 2022.
Happy New Year.